You're welcome to keep your video on or off as you join us live. Hello to all our live people. We have a fun little live thing we're gonna do for those of you guys that are here live with us. And then we're gonna go through our full comeback cash plan, which is gonna be fun. Did everybody print out their thing? Do you guys got it with you so you can go through it with me? All right, it's so weird doing live events in Zoom. I'm so used to Facebook that it's like I gotta get used to. I gotta get used to it. Gotta get used to it. All right. So how are we doing? How's everybody feeling? Keep letting people in. Okay, there. I'll put you guys like this so you can see me better. All right. See a lot of familiar faces. All right, excited. Yay. Okay, well, welcome. Welcome everybody to the comeback cash plan. So this plan is literally my exact plan if I had to start over. And here's the thing. I've had to start over. I have literally made all the millions, messed it all up for lack of better words, and had to start all the way over again. So the cool thing about this is this works. This plan works. And I have used it with other clients and it works. It is the foundation of creating true money mastery in your life and doing it in the fastest way possible. Now, it's going to be different. If this is the first time you've ever done anything with me, the first time you're joining us, it's going to be different than what you often hear other people talk when it comes to money, because most people are going to talk about mindset and they're going to talk about strategy. And those are important, but they're actually not the foundational pieces that you need. And we're going to go through the 5 steps together. Now, we wanted to try something fun on this little live with you guys. And so we released recently a brand new course called Money Makeover, which is so good. And I know a few of you who are actually here have been going through it and you know how freaking good it is. And so anybody who joins us live, anybody who's here live, while this is live, we are, sorry, letting a few more people in. We are, people keep coming in. Yay. Starting over. We are doing the Money Makeover for $397. That was our pre-sale price when we launched it. We launched it at $397. Then it went up to $997. People bought it. They're loving it. And then people keep asking us, well, can I get it at $397? We're like, no, the pre-sale's over. It's now $997. So we thought it'd be really fun for those of you who are here live with us, who came live for the next hour while we're live, that pre-sale price is active. So if you didn't get it in the last round, our new Money Makeover course, and I'm going to talk about it as I go through this, in case you're like, what is Money Makeover? What is happening in there? Like, as I go through these steps, I'll talk about why the course is important. But if you were somebody who was already watching for it and you were like, okay, I want this, it's $397 right now. Go get it. Go grab it. You get it for life. It's good. Melissa just dropped the link for you guys. Go check it out. And as we go through this, the link should be live until I'm done. I think we made it to what, like 12:30? It's live until 12:30. So about an hour and a half you guys have to go get it at that amazing price of 90 minutes. 90 minutes. After that, it's still available. It just goes back to its usual price of $997. So it's a steal of a freaking deal. Melissa, start the clock. Tick, 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 tick. Here we go. So if you guys want it, go get it. Otherwise, and like I said, I'll talk about it a little bit as we go through this, and why it's such a great course and how it will really help you really create money mastery in your life. And I see this, even with myself, you guys, money is interesting. in our world. It seems to be such a crux for the majority of people. And when I say the majority of people, I really mean like 99+% of our population either doesn't have the amount of money they want, right? Or they may have plenty of money, but they still don't feel great about their money. I often talk about like my husband. I love my husband. He makes tons of money. I make tons of money. We have tons of money. That man's deepest fear is still we're going to end up destitute out on the street. And I'm like, how? How? I don't even know how that would happen. Like, it would take years. It would take really like there's no, in my mind, there's absolutely no way that could ever happen. Like, and I look at the universe and I'm like, we're both smart people. We have like the universe is a big old ATM machine. Like, there's no way that could ever possibly happen. Like, I know it. But I'll tell you this, guys, the first time I made millions, I didn't necessarily know that. There was always a part of me that thought, and I used to even say it. If you've been in my world for a long time, I would even say, I know how to make money fast. I know how to make money. And you know what? If I lost it all, I'd figure out how to do it again. Like, I would literally say that because in my mind, there was always that possibility that sure, that could happen. I do not believe that anymore. Like, there is no reality, no timeline where I don't have all the money that I want. And that's how we all should be feeling. That is how we all should be feeling. Life is not supposed to be this journey of figuring out how to survive and eat and do this. Life is supposed to be the journey of figuring out ourselves, figuring out our experience here, figuring out how we want to contribute, figuring out our relationships, all of that. And we've chosen money to be what supports us. Yeah, Yelena's like, I remember we used to say that all the time. Yeah, girl, and then it came true. How funny, right? Like, how much is our emotional coding and our words our reality? Now I'm like, no, that's not happening. We're meant to be supported. We're meant to know and believe that we are safe and we are secure and we have the resources that we need to create and do what we want. That is the true energy of this experience and the true energy of this earth. It's not the dominant frequency, though, that is on this earth right now. Right now, this earth is literally seeping in scarcity, in lack, in fear, in chaos. And because of that, it makes it really hard for the majority of us to make money. You see, the majority of people who are thriving right now are people who don't care. They don't care. They don't care about this earth. They don't care about the people. They don't care about anything. They just care about what they can get. They make their money. They go on. They don't care. And I know that that's not all y'all. I know that you're here being like, well, I care and I want things to get better. And I'm getting so distracted by all that's going on in the world. How do I also make money and feel okay about it and feel good about having all of this money? And that's truly what we're gonna talk through a lot of that today. And that's really what the money makeover also really addresses, is it gets into a lot of that deep programming that we've been programmed to feel bad for wanting more money, to feel bad for having more money than that person over there. The deep stuff that we don't even know is there, but it is showing up in our actions, in our daily way of living. Do you ever feel that way? Where you're like, today's the day I change everything in my life. I'm going to do it. And then like you do the same things you always do and you're like, God damn it. What is wrong with me? Like, why can't I just do the thing? Well, that's because what most of us don't understand is that we are not run by our brains where everything goes horribly wrong. We're not run by our brains. We're not, it's mindset. Mindset's like 5% of what you're creating in your reality. What creates your reality is your emotional coding. And most of us have no idea what's in our emotional coding. And we're going to talk about that when we get to step 4 of our cash plan, because that's where it's at. That's where it's at, is that emotional coding piece, because that's the part we actually have to uncover, rewrite, shift, reinforce the new stuff so that we can create something different. And for some reason, you guys, one of the most difficult pieces for all of us humans seem to be this money piece. And honestly, I am so tired of it. I am so tired of watching good people constantly struggle with money while a bunch of not the greatest people have lots of it. And so that's why we've literally restructured and changed everything and put our focus on money because I think it's important. And I think it's important for more money to be in the hands of good people that not only want to do good in the world, but also want good for themselves. Because there's nothing wrong with you guys wanting all the beautiful things you want. In doing that, you will actually create more for yourself and more for others. Because I'll tell you this, guys, when I was able to have all the stuff I wanted, back there, I was able to do so much more. I was making so much more. And then I lost it all and I wasn't able to do anything for anybody. I wasn't able to do anything for myself. I wasn't able to do anything for anybody else. And I felt so bad for a long time, you guys. Like I was like, oh, it's wrong for me to want the things I want. It's not good. And the more I went into that, the more I wasn't able to make money and the more I wasn't even able to share my money. And so then I shifted and came back to really going after what I wanted. And you guys, here's the thing. A lot of the stuff I want, and this is going to be step one that we're going to get into. A lot of the stuff I want is is what the world would consider pretty frivolous and superficial. But here's the thing, is when I go after what I want, when I make that the focus, when I'm like, look it, I want me some new shoes. I want to buy another house that I can do this with. I want to do this. When I really go after what I freaking want, and not if it's necessarily good for the world, but it's what I want, a crazy thing happens. I just become super magnetic. I just start making money all over the place. Money, 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 money comes to me. And guess what? Once girlfriend gets what she wants, she is like, who wants money? And I can be generous and I can share and I can inspire because my cup is full and I feel alive and lit up. And so we have it really backwards, especially women. I think I have all women in here, right? Especially for us women, we are literally told if our want is not about other people, put it away. Or it's selfish, or it's wrong. So, guess what we tend to do as women? And this is our step one. What the hell do I want? What the hell do I want? And I'll tell you, most of us fall into two buckets on this one. We fall into the bucket of, I honestly have no idea. Like, I really don't know. Like, I know I want something different or more, but I don't know. Or we fall into the bucket of, oh, I want all of this stuff, but it's actually not real wants. It's actually programmed, manufactured, conditioned wants, right? And I know this one well because I remember when I started to make all the money and I started to buy all my heart's desires. And guess what? So many of those heart's desires, I was like, I don't want this. Why did I think I wanted this? I don't want to do this. I don't want to go here. Like all of a sudden, I started to realize that so many of the things the world had told me that I wanted, I didn't actually want. And then all of a sudden, I fell into the other bucket of, oh shit, what do I want? And guess what I did? Then I did what so many of us do. I clouded my true wants with good sounding wants. What do I mean by that? So instead of saying, ladies, I want to make lots of money because I really love very expensive shoes. I really love very expensive clothes. I want to move into a bigger house, like a much bigger house. Like I already have a really big, nice house, but I want a bigger house, right? I want to be able to fly privately. And I really never want to fly anything less than first class, except for if it's a teaching experience for my children to let them know that it's okay to be on the back of the plane and that everyone will survive and we're fine. Because I do always want to make sure my kids know, like, this is not how everybody lives. They should be if they want to, but not. And it's okay to be back here and everyone's fine. You're good, right? Like, I want to give them that. But you get what I'm saying. I was ashamed of myself. I was ashamed to admit that that was what I really wanted. So instead, my wants looked like this. I want to make a lot of money so that I can do this and I can help people and I can this and I can da 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 da. it's not that I don't want to do that. Like, I legit want to be a billionaire. Like, I don't joke when I say that. Why? One, because yes, I do want to buy fancy shoes and fly around however I want and do all of that thing. But my secondary wants is I really do want to like solve a lot of the world's issues that I see. And I'm like, okay, this is messed up. We need to be putting money into here. I also know that money's power and money talks and money moves and money makes waves and changes. And we need some changes in this world, and having money will do that. And so there definitely is that, but I was making that my primary wants. I was making my wants about other people first and foremost. And when we do that, it just money, the magic money just doesn't come as fast. It just doesn't come as fast. When we really make our wants about our heart's desires, and it might be, you know, it might be really big and crazy what you want. It might not be. You know, Linda said, I want my own home and enough money to enjoy my life. Like, that's what most people want. I always say, most people are not me. Most people are not over here like, I would like to be a billionaire. I would like most people are like, no, I don't want that at all. I want to freaking own my house and I want to be able to like go out to dinner once a week and not have to like sit there and figure out how much I can spend, right? Like that's no fun. It's no fun to sit there and be like, okay, I want to do this. How much can I spend? It's limiting. It doesn't allow us to be free to express ourselves and be ourselves in the way that we really want to be, which again, guys, is part of our what do we want problem, right? The world has pretty much told us, like, kind of shut up and sit down. I love it, Marathon. It's like, I want to be a billionaire. Let's go, girl. Like, let's do it. Like, let's do it. I have no idea how, but that's not my problem. That's not my problem. That's the universe's job, right? And maybe I'll never even be a billionaire, but the point of it is I want a lot of money. I want a lot of money to be able to, one, get all my needs, wants, and desires. And I also want to be able to circulate lots of money throughout this world. Now, you have to get really clear on what do you want and what do you want it for? Like, what do you want it for? Like, why? Like, how do you want to feel? What do you want? Is it $1,000 more a month in your bank account? And how would that make you feel? What would it allow you to do? Is it $10,000 more in your bank account? And I often tell people when you know when your heart's desires happen, your heart's desires get you giddy. They light you up. You have a body reaction, right? You have a body reaction. So pay attention to that because a lot of people will say, "Oh my gosh, I just want to have so much money. I don't have to think about money and that I am just like on a yacht and I just lay there and I don't have to do anything and I don't have to think about anything." And I'm like, does that like get you like so giddy? Do you have like chills in your body? Is your whole body lit up on this? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, then that's not a heart's desire want. I've been sitting on social media watching the Kardashians. And so this is what I think I want. This is a programmed want. And a lot of people feel this way about their wants. They feel like, I don't want to have to deal with money. I just want enough money to be here. And I want to just do nothing. I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's no human on this planet that wants to do nothing, that their heart's desire is to lay on a yacht for the rest of their life, staring at the sky and being weighted on hand and foot. You would be so bored. And I'll tell you this, Melissa and I built this business up to where her and I like barely had to work in it. Because everybody told us that's what you want to do. You want to make these big businesses and you want to have all the money coming in and you make it so that everybody does everything and you do nothing. And I feel like it was actually the worst, probably what killed us. I really do think it was. It was like we were like, I mean, I literally was like, oh, this is boring. Okay, cool. I can just go out with my friends and do whatever I want and go shopping and do all this. That was not my heart's desires. Not to say there might not be people on this planet whose heart's desire is literally to shop every single day and to, but even then, like, I don't think we're ever meant to just sit and do nothing. When we feel that way, it's because we've lost our spark. We've lost our inspiration. We've lost the thing in this world that lights us up. And some of you might not know what it is right now. This is part of the journey. Have any of you guys seen the movie Soul? I love that movie. It's a Disney movie. It's a little soul trying to find his spark, right? And he's trying to try out all of these things. And he can't find any of these things that give him spark. And then he like comes into life and he just like smells the air and eats the pizza and all of us. And he's like, oh my God, like the spark is just living. And that really is the truth. This whole journey that we're on, all of this that we're doing is our thing. This is the experience. People are like, well, what's my purpose? Your purpose is to live, you guys. Your purpose is to experience this life. Your purpose is to experience this life. Now, are we going to want to experience in different ways? Sure. Are there different things you're going to want to try and do? Yes. So if you don't have that spark, if you're still in a place of like, I just want all this money to drop into my bank account, I want to be a millionaire, I want to win the lottery, and I don't want to work and I don't want to do anything, you need to go live, my friends. Whatever you're doing right now in life is just not inspiring you. It's not fun. You need to come back and start doing more. And often you just got to go out there and do some stuff. Go out there and try some stuff. And a lot of the things you're doing right now feel like a burden, right? You're not doing the things that really you love, that light up your soul. And part of this too is also learning to let those things light up your soul, even when they feel like a burden. A lot of this is like a shift. And a lot of the shift can't even happen until we clean out a lot of the emotional coding, which is why I highly recommend the Money Makeover that you can get for $397 right now while you're live with me. I'm living in my mom's home as her unpaid caregiver, and something needs to change. I started network marketing to earn a bit of extra cash, but it's not happening yet. Well, let's get that open. I want to win the lottery and earn money for my business. I would use lottery money to upgrade immediately. Yeah, I mean, we could all, like, why not? Why not just win the lottery? I mean, fun money, right? But I hear a lot of people a lot of times that are like, well, I just want to win the lottery, and they're like not doing anything else to move towards the life they want to create. And it's like, yeah, the lottery is cool, but like you got to be taking steps towards what you want. But what do you want? And again, most people don't know. And again, this is why I highly suggest Money Makeover. We clean out the emotional coding so you can start to see what you want. Sometimes the way we find what we want is using the emotions we have around what we don't want. And we're going to get to that. That's our step 4. Step 2 is going to help us get closer to our want. So these are the 3 magic questions I ask myself all the time, you guys. All the time. Literally, I have weekly meetings with myself, sometimes daily, that are what's working, what's not, what needs to shift. And some of you already dropped this, right? Like, Linda, you just said, like, living with my mom as her caretaker, something needs to change. Like, this is not feeling good to me. This is not working for me. But here's the things, you guys, and this is what I want you to really understand. We intentionally create every part of our journey, whether we want to believe it or not. Okay? And it is all part of our own plan in learning and growing and becoming, not even becoming, but really just doing what we came here to do and understand what we came here to understand and learn what we came here to learn. And so I want you to understand that, because I think a lot of times we look at what the world tells us our life should look like, and we feel like there's a really big gap, and there's not a really big gap for our life. And I had just said this to Melissa the other day, because it's like, it feels like we have finally figured everything out and everything is just like fine. And I said, God, why did it take me so many years to figure this out? And she was like, well, it didn't. Like, this was how it was supposed to go. And I had said I had just had that conversation with somebody else, and she had said the same thing the other day. Oh, yeah, it wasn't even the other day. It was like an hour ago. And she had said the same thing to me. She was like, it was the path. Like, because I was like, oh my God, if I would have figured all of this out, back on this date, we wouldn't have had this whole thing where I had to like mess it all up and it not work and go through all of that for so long. And it was like, yeah, but I had to do that to get here. So remember that, because a lot of us look at the parts of our lives that feel uncomfortable, the parts of our lives that we're like, ugh, and we're mad about them. We're mad at ourselves. We judge them instead of really saying, okay, why am I here? And really, things started to shift extremely fast for me when, instead of getting so mad, but sometimes we have to get mad to get here, which we'll get to in step 4, was I started actually not like judging myself or beating myself up about it, but I started just saying like, well, why am I here? Like, why am I here? Like, why would I have created this for myself? What would I have wanted to learn here? What would I have wanted to understand here? And sometimes we're so focused on getting out. I tell this analogy, and I think it's such a good analogy, right? Let's say you fell into a hole. And here you are in the hole, and you are desperate to get out of the hole. So you are running around like a maniac, and you are jumping, and you are trying to climb on the walls of this hole. And you can see the sun, you know where you want to go, and you're jumping and you're clawing and you're getting dirt under your nails, and you just keep falling back down into the hole, and you're getting madder and madder and madder because you can't get out of this hole. And eventually you freaking tire yourself out so much, and you sit down in this hole, and you are like, okay, why am I in this hole? And you start to look around, you've calmed down, you got all the emotions out, and then you turn around and there's a freaking rope ladder that just goes straight up to get you out of the hole. But you couldn't see it because you were such in a frenzy about, why am I here? Why is this happening to me? Ah! Instead of, okay, I'm here. Acceptance, my friends, right? Acceptance. Why am I here? I'm here. I'm here. This is it. And I know my money situation, the times I have shifted it fast always started there. Prior to that, they started with a lot of emotional removal, anger, and frustration, which is part of the process. Okay. Again, Money Makeover helps a lot with that if you're looking to be guided through that more. Because our step 3, which we're kind of in, is that moment of acceptance, of sitting there going, okay, I'm here. What am I feeling right now? What am I believing about myself right now? And I see a lot of you saying the how too, like, well, how am I going to do it? Something needs a shift. How do I do it? How? The how is not your problem, you guys. The how will show up. It will show up in that moment where you're talking with someone and all of a sudden it just blurts out. Melissa and I just had a moment today where I was like, blah, 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 and she's like, oh my God, that's it. And I'm like, oh my God, that's it. Right? We've been trying to figure out this. Well, we haven't been trying to figure out, but we've been knowing that we have to do something over here. And we didn't know what the how was, how it was going to look. But we weren't focused on the how. We've been focused on the things we're doing. We've been focused on doing our emotional and belief works. And guess what? In a random conversation about something else, all of a sudden, boom, bam, boom, how came in. And we were like, there's our how. Here it is. That's how we do it. It was here all along. We weren't ready to see it. Getting out of the how comes through surrender and trust. And you can't get there when you're riddled with programming. You can't. You can't. And so the step 3 is looking at these beliefs and emotions. So first we sit here and we say, what's working? So we've come to this place of acceptance, right? We're like, fuck it. I'm here. I'm here. Now, here's the thing. If you can't get here, that's okay. When we get to step 4, I'll tell you what to do. Because step four, and a lot of you are people who have been in my world, so you're going to know what step four is. Because a lot of times we can't get to the acceptance, we can't get to the surrender until we get through the emotions, the raw, hard emotions. And us as humans, we really, really like to ignore our emotions. We really like to push our emotions as far away as possible until we can't take anymore. It's like we like to try to claw our way out of the freaking hole until our hands are bleeding, our nails are broken, we are exhausted and dirty, and then we finally sit down to cry in the hole. Instead of feeling those emotions initially, instead of saying, like, this is really making me mad, this is really making me this, I need to actually feel this. I need to let my body process this out. And I will tell you, and I know Melissa remembers this, when I was at our like worst spot, I literally got on a call with her and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I just started crying. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to close the business. I don't want to do this anymore. And prior to that, you guys, I had probably spent a year of just trying to hold myself together, to be like, I can do this. I can do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. When underneath there was all this stuff. How do we know when there's all this stuff? Your body. Your body's going to tell you. You're going to have those little aches and pains. Your neck's going to hurt. You're going to feel exhausted. You're not going to feel alive. You're just going to kind of be going through the emotions. And I just sat there and it was funny because she was like, oh yeah, I have been feeling that. She's like, for the first time ever, I actually one day was like, is Sara gonna want to close this down? But I didn't. I just cried and cried and I got so mad. And I remember I got off the call and I got so mad at myself, at the universe. Like, why is it so hard? And when you do that, you guys, this is where you often start to see a lot of the beliefs come out. And this is where all of a sudden I was like, I'm such a burden. I'm such a burden. I'm a burden. I'm a burden to everybody who knows me. Like, I just can't. We're not closing the membership. Don't worry. That is never happening. Karina's like, don't do it. That is never happening. It was a moment, and all of our emotions are a moment in time. Like, that's truly the truth. All of our emotions are a moment in time. They're not real. They're not logical. Yeah, you're feeling bored sometimes, right? Something new is ready to emerge. Like, and that's where I was for a while too. I was like, this is boring. Like, I'm supposed to be doing something. Like, what is it? And this is where we also have to sit with our emotions because a lot of times, and I had a lot of them too, you guys, I was so scared to come back into the money world. Like, I was so scared. This is where I'm meant to be. This is where I'm meant to be. This is my jam. This is what lights my soul on fire. But I had so many beliefs in there around I'm a bad person if I talk about money. I am going to mess people up. What if I can't get them results? Blah, blah, blah. Like, money's so tangible. Oh my God, right? It's easy to just be like, I help you have self-love. Because, like, I don't know what that even means. You'll feel better. We'll be happy, right? But like, that's not where I live. Like, I live in, let me show you how to make money. And like, but what if I can't? Like, all of this stuff in me that was living there that had to be dealt with so I could go after this. And so I was living in this place of like kind of being bored because I wasn't showing up for myself. I wasn't believing in myself. And so that step two, I really had to sit down and go, what's working, what's not, what needs to shift. And like I said, guys, I do this all the time. This is like, I apply it to my kids, my marriage, my health, all the time, every week. What's working, what's not, what needs to shift. And so I was like, okay, what's working? And I was like, okay, well, my marriage is working, my kids are working, my health is working. What's not working? My money ain't working. My business ain't working. I'm so sick. What needs to shift? I need to make money. I need to make money. This doesn't feel good. And so then we go to step three, which is looking at the beliefs and emotions. And so then it was sitting there going, okay, so your beliefs, you guys, your emotional coding is literally in your DNA, guys. And it is literally sending all of those neuropeptides out into your body and telling your body what to do, telling your brain how to think, telling your body how to move, telling your eyes what to see, right? Now, the interesting thing about these little neuropeptides is that when you have a reaction in your body, they don't change. Like, we love to believe that like all you have to do is say something positive to the little neuropeptide, and the little neuropeptide's like, okay, everything's good now. I'll go back and tell your emotional coding. We know this from science. They have studied this. That's not what happens. Your neuropeptide goes, that's not true. This is true. So we have to look at what's happening in our world, our not our big world. I mean, you can look in the big world to see the collective consciousness, but we have to look in our immediate world to really see what our emotional coding is, right? So I had to sit down and I go, okay, what am I seeing in my world? Whale? And I got no monies. And I really didn't have no monies. I had monies, but I was not making money through my business well at that point. It was coming in, but it was coming in sporadically. It was coming in just enough. It was coming in through credit lines and debt again. It was coming in through my personal bank account to pay our people. And this is where you kind of have to be a detective. And this is also where you guys, like, I highly suggest, if not with us, but with somewhere, you get around people, courses, communities that know what they're talking about around this stuff. Because it's hard to figure it out on your own. I did not figure this out on my own. I'm not going to lie. I had people in my life who do this work. And I could be like, what am I not seeing here? Because often we are so coded that we won't even see the patterns. We won't even see the patterns. And this is why courses like the Money Makeover, this is why our money bubble and our membership, where you're in a community where you can say, what the hell am I not seeing here? And we can be like, oh, yeah, helps you move so much faster. So if not us, find a space where people can help reflect back to you what you're not seeing, can help you grow, can help you evolve, and put yourself around people that also are cheerleading you on and believing in you, because that was a big issue I had then. I love my husband, but at that time in my life, he was not being a cheerleader for me. He was like, go do this. What's this? Why isn't this working? Da 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 da. I would not have made it out if I did not have people like Melissa and Jill in my life who looked at me every day and was like, girl, we believe in you. You can fucking do this. You can fucking do this. We can fucking do this. I wouldn't have made it out. There's no way. Because I had lost belief in myself. I had lost stability in my abilities. And I needed that person or people to say to me, hey, you got this. And it helped that I had already built a community, because I was there teaching people and they were saying like, oh, this is working and this is working. And so I was able to be like, okay, I got it. Now I switch my focus on my business and what I really want to do, and it's starting to work. That's how it always works. Right? So I had to sit there and I had to start seeing, okay, what is my reality showing me? Well, it's showing me that I feel comfortable with debt. Because, man, I have gotten rid of debt 3 times in my life. And look, it's back in almost the same amount. God damn it. I am comfortable with that amount of debt. So it's showing me that I'm comfortable with debt. It's showing me that businesses just can't, they're just not stable. This isn't a stable way to make money. It's showing me that I can't count on myself. It's showing me that, of course, what everybody had always said, I'm not going to be able to run a business. Oh, it was a fluke, right? All of a sudden you see the writing on the wall. Your reality is showing you the writing on the wall. I am way too fucking comfy with debt. Right? And a lot of times my debt came from me feeling like I was a burden, which came from a childhood. I was made to feel like a burden when it came to money. And so I had a core belief that was, I am a burden. And so don't you know it, you guys? I just kept creating situation after situation after situation to make me a burden. And my full one was, I am a burden to the people I love the most. I'm a burden to the people I love the most. And guess what? I was. I was. And I created that reality. I created it over and over and over again until I got to that coding and got rid of it. And there's some really good work in the money makeover around that burden stuff. And again, for those of you who joined a little late, while you guys are live, the money makeover is at $397 instead of its usual price of $997. And it is good, you guys. It's a good course. It's a good course. And so we have to look at it, right? Another one that people often have, I never have enough. No matter what I do, no matter how hard I work, I never have enough. Money can't be easy. I need to work harder. I got to work harder for my money. Money's not for me. That's a big one people come up against, right? I mean, when you look back in our history, and in a lot of our courses, we go into your ancestral programming because a lot of this was just handed down from your parents. Thanks, guys, from your grandparents, from your great grandparents. That's literally my reality right now. My son is my caregiver for free, and I'm a burden to the ones I love. She's like, I'll just step on it right now and get it out. Yeah. When I make more, the other shoe always falls is a big one for me. Yep. The money doesn't stay. Here's the thing about money, guys, and why I love money so much is money is like our greatest teacher in this world. It shows us so much of our biggest core wounding. When we can't hold on to money, when we always feel like money comes in and then money leaves, this is often such a big core wounding of feeling of abandonment. People are going to leave me. Or we often feel like with money, if we're not who money wants us to be, it won't show up. And when we're not who money wants us to be, it goes away. So we feel like we have to do certain things, run business a certain way, have careers a certain way. And if we don't do it, money doesn't show up for us. That's very reflective of if I'm not who the people who like and love me want me to be for them, they won't love me. They'll leave me. And so money is so reflective of our relationship with ourselves. And this is why I love it so much, because as we really start to look at the beliefs and emotions around money, we start to see that a lot of these beliefs and emotions are actually about ourselves. They go much deeper. And so as we start to clear out the stuff around money, we start to clear out the stuff around ourselves, and we just start to feel better. We don't feel like a burden anymore. We don't feel like we're not enough anymore. We don't feel like we have to show up and be somebody we don't want to be to get what we want, to be loved. And this applies to all parts of our lives. And so we have to start almost like being a detective and sitting here and being like, okay, I started this little side hustle. Why is no money coming in? No money's coming in. Okay, what am I feeling about this? What am I believing about this? Wow, it doesn't get to be easy for me. It doesn't get to be easy for me. I would have to work harder to do this. And this is where step 4 comes in, which is removing the emotions and beliefs. And this is where we use the rapid relief technique, which is really the tapping. It's different than standard tapping. So if you're used to EFT, this is where we tap. This is where we get to the core beliefs. Because here's the thing. A lot of times, you guys, you aren't going to know your core beliefs. You're looking at your little side hustle and you're saying, okay, what is the reality showing me? The reality is showing me is that I can't make money easily. People don't want to buy from me, blah, 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 blah. We use that to then get to the core. So we start tapping on that. We're like, people don't want to buy from me. People don't want to buy from me. And we just keep going. And sometimes I feel like people stop too soon with this stuff is they're like, well, nothing's coming. I'm like, just keep going. People don't want to buy from me. I'm stupid. This is stupid. This whole thing is stupid. Why did I even try this? Why did I even try this? Like, what's wrong with me? Why did I think this would work for me? Nothing ever works for me. Nothing ever works for me. No matter how hard I try, no matter what I do, nothing ever works for me. And nothing ever worked for my dad. All of a sudden, like another layer, nothing ever worked for my dad. He just struggled and struggled and struggled with life, always failing. And we keep going. So much of your money shit that you have now happened before you were like 10 years old. It's so goddamn annoying, you guys. It really is. Every once in a while to this day, something and I'm like, oh, I don't want this anymore. This is your stuff. This is not mine. Like, this is not mine. And if you are somebody that still is around your family, sometimes that can be a blessing and a curse, right? But often it can be a window to stuff. And so we can start seeing when we get triggered. And I often feel like we get thrown into situations with our family. You know, Linda, you're over here taking care of your mom. I'm like, wouldn't be surprised if the universe was like, hey, girl, time to get to the core of some of these things, right? Like, you want to get to the core of some of these things? Go be around your family. Go be around your family. Go be around your parents. Often they will come up very quickly. You will be triggered. Use it, right? Or you will see the patterns on the wall. You will see them like written big. All of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, now I know why. Now I know why I feel like a burden. My mother literally just said to me, don't be a bad investment. I didn't raise you to be like this. Don't be a bird. Like, and you're just like, oh my God. And you're like having like flashbacks to like being a child. And you're like, oh my God, no wonder I walked around feeling like a burden. Literally, as a child, all I ever heard was my parents fight about who had to pay for her, who had to deal with her. Well, I'm not paying for it this time. You have to pay for it this time. My parents were divorced. I was the burden that they were all, no, I don't want to pay for it. You pay for it. I was just the little burden right there, wreaking havoc. You know how many times I heard the story of how my mother never got to go to the FBI because she got pregnant with me and then she got too old and so she couldn't do it. So I basically stole her dreams. That she gave up her whole life to support me. Do you know how often now she even says, oh, I'm so glad you just have such a beautiful life. And she says it in this energy where she wants to end it with, because of me. That she sacrificed and gave everything so that now I have this. Yeah, that does a fucking number on our bodies. And furthermore, it reinforces it. So I have to be, girlfriend's got boundaries now on what she's allowed to say to me and talk to me about. You can't say those things to me. It's like, if you don't have anything nice to say to me, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. She's not allowed to talk to me about business. Every once in a while, she'll ask me, it's going fine. And I'll change the subject. We're not allowed to talk about that stuff. Not because I'm not over it. I am over it. But because, you guys, that emotional coding runs deep and it can be reactivated quickly. So do you ever feel like you process something out and then it's back? If you ever feel like that, you need to then ask yourself, what am I surrounding myself with that keeps reactivating this? That emotional coding goes deep. I often don't think, and obviously I haven't like been able to study this because I don't even know how we'd study this with the DNA because it would take generations. But I don't know how fast our DNA and our coding actually changes. What we are actually changing is the expression of it, which is very cool that we're able to do that. But what I have learned in this process of having to come back several times now is that you have to keep putting in the new stuff. This is why I love our courses and our communities that we have created, because it's a daily ritual to just remind yourself to do this. We become, so step 5 is we become the person who does the things. So we clear out all of this stuff. We look at the beliefs. And if you guys, some of you were saying like you're not in a financial position to do money makeover, I will tell you a really good course that we have if you want to get started is More Money Please. And that is a really good one that, and I think it's linked on this sheet that we sent out. That is a really good one. I think it's like $47. It's not a whole lot. That is a really good one to start this process in the belief area of really removing the emotions and the beliefs and then really creating the new belief systems. Oh, Melissa just dropped it there. My mom keeps telling me to enjoy my nice body while I'm young because it'll go away. I'm like, lady, I'm 33 with 4 kids. Take your projections elsewhere. Yes, right? Like, no, 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 earmuffs. And I'll tell you how I handle this in the world, because you're gonna live in the world, you guys. You're gonna walk through the world and you're gonna hear stuff constantly, unless you're all moving to like communes where people just talk nice and we don't see anything from the outside world, which I know people are like legit doing right now. That's not my vibe. I have zero interest to move to a farm and like go back to like, old time living of we're living off the land. Nope, not happening for this girl. So I got to be in real life. I got to be in real life. And when you're in real life, you're going to hear stuff constantly that is going to try to rock you, right? I hear it all the time, right? I'm like checking out at the grocery store and somebody behind me is like, oh my God, I just never have enough money. There's just never enough, is there, right? I literally put on like energetic earmuffs and just start saying the opposite to myself. I'm like, there's more than enough. Life is good. The universe always has my back. My bank account is always full. I'm like counteracting any of that hitting. I do the same thing when I'm around my family. There are a lot of chants just playing in my head to just that. I also surround myself with people who also believe in my crazy world, right? And believe in all of this. So it's totally possible. You don't need to, I think people worry a lot of times when they want to change their life that it means like they're never gonna, like, everything's gonna change. They're never gonna be able to talk to their family, anybody ever again. Like, that's not true. I talk to my family all the time. I have friends who do not do this work at all. My freaking husband, I mean, now he is finally in the last like year, but hell, a decade of him being like, you crazy, right? And I was still able to do this. This is the person like I sleep next to every night and love. Like, I did not want to leave him. Like, that was not ever in the cards for me, but it was a journey of really having to do this process and create an environment for myself that allowed me to stay in this new reality that I was building. And so, and some of you who are in our world are saying like, I got to do some serious tapping. Yep. Yes, you do. Sometimes I realize that I'm triggered and then I tend to fight it thinking instead of feeling. Yes, I say to myself that I will not get angry about the trigger now, but I know I need to take those triggers. Yes, we do. And that's part of what we love as humans in this step 4 of removing the emotions. We love to logic away our emotions. We love to be like, well, I shouldn't be mad about this. Well, we love to be, my husband, I'll always be like, hey man, you need to go deal with that. And he's like, I wouldn't be mad if he didn't do that. Like with our kids, right? I'd be like, well, no, this is not a me thing. Because if he would just pick up his shoes, I wouldn't be mad. And I'm like, no, because I could care less about his shoes being there. Well, that's just because you're a messy person. I'm like, I'm actually not. And he's like, well, it's like, no, this is your thing. And if you want to pick up his shoes, that's fine. We can get there. But this emotion is you. Our emotions are for us. They're for us. I wish I could just do a PSA to all of humanity. Like, PSA to all humans alive. Your emotions are for you. They're for your learning, evolution, and growth. They are not for the other humans. If we could learn that, good God, we would be light years ahead. Your emotions are extremely important. They're not to be squished down. They're also not meant to be for the other humans. They are meant for your understanding, exploration, evolution of you. This is how we learn. Our emotions are our freaking superpowers as humans. This is how we learn what we like, what we don't like, what makes sense to us, which doesn't make sense to us. It's everything for us. And we're so scared of them. And some of us, yeah, some of us are a hell of a lot more emotional than others. But that just means we're awesomer. We have superpowers when we learn to use them. When we learn to use them. I am 43 and my friend's starting the menopause subject and I don't want to hear it. I just say like menopause is going to be like great. Like I'm like ready for it. Like if menopause wants to come, I will gladly give up my period. Anytime, universe, I'm ready, body, I'm ready. Let's do it. But like I legit believe in my body that like that will be the only thing that happens. Like my period goes away. That's it. Ta-da. You know, and like you, and the thing is that when you're starting to change these beliefs, guys, find people and be around people who are in and living the beliefs that you are trying to embody. Okay. So, for example, with the menopause thing, you know that in China and a lot of the Asian countries, like menopause isn't even a thing. Like, it's not even a thing. They don't have a name for it. You know why? Because, like, they just stop having their periods. They don't have all the craziness that other people in place have. So I'm always like looking at like Asia over there to be like, hey, what are you guys doing? How are you doing this? Oh, look at this. They don't have anything. And they think it's like a movement from when you go from being like almost like a girl to being a wise one. Like it's like an honor when it happens in those cultures. Like you go from being somebody that was like sole purpose was like baby making to like now you're like you made it. Now a revered woman. Like you know shit now. You know shit. And so it's like, yeah, like look at that stuff and be like, yeah, I want that. I pick that. That's for me. Right? Everything we want all over the world is existing, you guys. Like there are paradigms, there are all of it. What are you plugging into? We got to look at that too. And so this brings us to step 5, becoming the person who does the things, becoming the person who lives like the person you want to be. So if you're over here on your thing saying, what works, what doesn't, what needs to shift? And you're like, okay, I got to get out of debt, for example. I got to get out of debt, right? I'm ready to get out of debt. I want to do it. You're going through the emotions and beliefs. You're feeling into all the things, right? You're letting it all out. You're seeing these beliefs that are in here. Oh my God, debt is normal. Debt is something that always happens. I never have enough. No, no, no. You clean them out. You're tapping on them. You're getting to the core of them. Oh my God, my parents were always in debt. They thought debt was fine. Oh my God, I'm such a burden, right? We're clearing all of this out. And again, Money Makeover does make this process easier because we give you all the stuff to start clearing the stuff out so you don't have to be a detective. Then we move into really starting to write the new story, right? Okay, so we've removed this out. Once the old beliefs are out, what are the new beliefs? What are the new beliefs that need to take the place of the old beliefs? So, like for me, we use the menopause example, like menopause is gonna be great. Like, I'm ready for it. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm ready for it. All that happens is like, I don't have a period anymore. I don't want to have babies, so I don't need that anymore, right? I've had my babies. I'm good. Right? If it's the debt stuff, all of a sudden, now it's not debt is normal. It's cash is king. I always have adequate cash flow for the things I want, desire, and need. It's no longer I'm a burden. It's I am a pleasure to support and love and take care of. And I literally, after I shifted this, I remember my husband and I were still like, he was still like kind of about like, oh, you're not making money and da 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 da. And it was like, sir, I don't know if you know this or not, but like, it is the pleasure of your life to get to support me. Now, here's the thing. When we become the person who does the things, when we become the person who embodies our new beliefs, we kind of look crazy to the people around us. I always say, I know I'm getting close to my next level when the people in my life are like, what? Like they're looking at me like, that's not right. Right. And I remember saying this to my husband, and he was like he looked offended. And I was like, no, sir. It is legit the pleasure of your life to get to support me. Like it is. And he wasn't on board at first. Now he knows it. Yes. It was the pleasure of his life to get to support me. And he literally said to me a while ago too, he's like, I just want to like retire and just like take care of you. Like do everything to just make your day in life just wonderful. And I was like, I'm here for it. Like I'm here for it. Right. And so we have to start living like this person before we are this person. And so here's an example. So let's go back to the debt one. If you are somebody who is trying to get out of debt, and then all of a sudden you're at a store, all these big sales, and you just want to buy all the stuff because it's on super sale, don't, don't walk away. You can do it. So part of this is starting to change our patterns, our habits. Part of this is starting to become aware of them. All of a sudden becoming aware that, oh, wait a second, I just buy crap all the time. Why am I buying crap all the time? Oh, well, it makes me feel really powerful and good. Oh, wait, but does it? Because after I buy it, I don't feel powerful and good. Okay, that's not power and good. That's a dopamine hit. That's a dopamine hit. Most of us are just starved for dopamine, and we're trying to get those dopamine hits. So you got to start paying attention to where you're using your money to get dopamine hits. Ooh, that felt really good. Does it still feel really good an hour later, 2 days later, 4 days later, 10 days later? Or now do you feel bad about it, ashamed, shouldn't have done it? Because if that's the case, then it wasn't a true want. It was a dopamine hit. And we got to pay attention to that when it comes to our money, because there's these people in the world called the marketing monsters, and they will do everything they can to market to you in ways to get your dopamine to hit. They'll go the lowest ends of the earth to get you. I mean, to the point where like they're studying everything about us with social media and all of that just to make us stay on for 15 minutes longer on there. So some of this, and I often suggest, something we've done before in our work is something called a dopamine detox, where we take 15 days to just take a break from all of it. Take a break from the TV, take a break from the sugar, take a break from shopping, take a break from scrolling, take a break and let you, because then you will come in and you'll be able to see very clearly where you're just getting those dopamine hits and they're not your true wants. And you'll start to have more control over you. Now, when that doesn't happen and we do the thing, we buy the thing, we scroll, we lay in bed and watch Netflix, and we were supposed to be doing 10 other things that we just didn't do, we give ourselves grace and we say, okay, that happened. If there's anger, if there's judgment, if there's shame, we get it out, right? We use the tapping, we use the rapid relief technique. If you're brand new and you need the rapid relief technique, on the first page that we sent out all the way at the bottom, there's a link to it so you can learn it fully. Get it out. We get it out of our bodies. And then we decide, how do we do it differently the next day? One of the biggest things that are going to be stopping you guys from getting to step 5, the becoming the person who does the things is going to be your worth. This is one of the biggest things that keeps us from showing up, being the person we want to be, is that we don't feel worthy of it. We don't feel worthy of the money. We don't feel worthy of showing up for ourselves. We are so used to abandoning ourselves for others, for the love of others, for, just the validation of others, that we don't show up for ourselves. We consistently and constantly keep showing up for other people, but we don't show up for ourselves because we believe we weren't worth it. We were taught from a very young age that we're not worth it. That we're not worth it. But you are worth it. You are worth it. And the world is going to bombard you constantly telling you you're not worth it. You didn't do enough. You didn't show up enough. You're not worth it. But you are. It doesn't matter what you do, you guys. Worth is not about what you do. Worth is not about anything. Like, I always say worth and deserving shouldn't even exist. Like, they shouldn't even be a thing. Like, when someone says like, oh, you deserve it, I'm like, that's not even a real thing. That's not even a real thing. Worth and deserving is not even a real thing. You get to have and be and do whatever you want just because you exist. Just because you exist. Realize there are literal babies who are born billionaires. They didn't do anything. They were just born. And the truth of the matter is, when you see people who create really incredible lives for themselves, they believe they're worth it. They believe they get to have it. Yeah, go on break. You've earned it, right? Every is around, you've earned it. You deserve it. People say that all the time when I would celebrate stuff online. They're like, that's awesome for you. You deserve it. And I'm like, it's not about me deserving it or not deserving it. Somebody the other day on one of our Instagram posts, I had said, I made money, I lost money, I made money again. And they said something along the lines of like, if you made all that money and lost it, you didn't deserve it in the first place. And I was like, this right here is exactly why our world has such a hard time believing that life gets to work for them. Like, because there's these people that say things like that. Like, what? No, that has nothing to do with anything. I could have gone and abandoned my family, crashed a car, and become a drunk. It would have nothing to do with if I deserved or didn't deserve money or not. Being a human, being alive gives me the right to be supported and loved and taken care of. That is the divine energy. The divine doesn't care. The universe does not care. You ever wonder why there's a lot of like what we would deem a shitty person living pretty awesome lives? Universe doesn't care, you guys. Universe isn't like, oh, you're manipulating and hurting other people. And oh, you killed those people. And oh, you did that. Oh, we're not going to give you any more money. We're not going to support you anymore. Nope. Nope. No. The universe is just responding to you. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people who are manipulating and controlling and doing really shitty things in this world that literally think they are God's gift to humanity. Some of them even say it. And guess what? The universe is responding to that. And don't they just have all the money they could ever want? And don't they just have all the shit? And don't things just seem to somehow always work out for these people? And you're like, why isn't God coming down and punishing these people? Yeah, because guess what? God doesn't punish. Guess what? The universe doesn't punish. Guess who does punish? Humans. And guess what? So many of us good-hearted people are over here doing? Punishing ourselves for the stupidest shit. Oh, that one time I left my kid at school. Such a bad mom. Oh my God, I should have shown up for my family more. Oh, I messed up my marriage. Oh, I did this. And so then we're like, no, we're bad. We're not good enough. We don't deserve it. We're not worthy. So stop that. The biggest key to step 5, becoming the person who does the things, is showing up as the person who believes they're motherfucking worthy of absolutely everything they desire. And not because you finally did the thing, not because of this or that, but because, just because. Just because. Because you are a human being, and literally the universe delights in your pleasure, in your excitement. That's all it wants to do. It just wants to give you your heart's desires. So what are they? What are they? Okay, so come back cash plan, you guys. Let's go through the steps again. What the hell do I want? What do you want? If you don't know what you want, you're looking at this and you're like, I don't know what I want. And realize, guys, our wants are going to change. They're going to shift. They're going to grow. They're going to, we want something and we go after it and we get it and we go, oh, I don't really want that. Okay, then we change. All right. We get so mad at ourselves. Stop being so mad at yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. This is just a big old human journey of tripping and falling and figuring it out. But let me tell you this, it gets to be a whole lot easier when you have money to do it. All right. It's a whole lot more fun. Next, ask ourselves the question, what's working? What's not? What needs to shift? Then we look at the beliefs and the emotions. And again, your reality is going to show it to you. It's going to show it to you. You're going to see it right there. Oh, damn. I never have more than $5,000 in my bank account. Okay. That's like something I believe. Why do I believe that? What's up with that? We start to then remove the emotions and beliefs around that using the rapid relief technique, using the tapping, getting deeper, figuring it out. And then we have to become the person that believes this gets to happen for us. And we need to surround ourselves around people that are like, yes, it gets to happen for you. And we need to start putting up, I don't talk about this with you. And nope, to the people in our world that may be trying to reinforce the old stuff. What are the conversations you're not having in your life that need to happen? The people that are getting to you, that you're just letting get to you. What are the things happening in your money that you keep saying, oh, I'll deal with, I'll do it. And you keep not doing it and dealing with it. You just keep saying you're gonna. What are the things you know you're supposed to, that you want to be doing, that you want to be showing up for, that could make you more money and you're just not doing it? Why? What are the emotions behind there? What are the beliefs behind there? What are you worried about? Why are you not committing to yourself and to your dreams? I often find a lot of times people blame, they don't know the how, they're not clear on how to do it or where they want to go, when really they're just not committed to what they really want because they don't believe it's going to happen for them and they don't believe they're worthy of it. So when we start to really work on that piece, and again, you guys, a lot of that is really getting into the sitting in that hole and clearing out the acceptance of this is where I'm at and how is it making me really feel about myself. because that's where you're going to start to get to the worth stuff. And that's where, again, in Money Makeover, I think that's right now the biggest, I think that's the biggest module in that course is the worth stuff, is really figuring out why we don't feel worthy of getting what we want, why we don't feel worthy of committing to taking the steps that we need to take to become the person that is going to make the money, is going to have the money. Feeling confident because most of the world has beaten us down for so long. And that's not fun. Okay, so does this make sense? Are we getting this? Are you going to go do this and work through some of this stuff? Okay, your emotions are not scary. Uncovering this stuff is part of the process of life. You got this, people. You got this. And if you don't got this, we got you. Come hang out with us. I will start Money Makeover again tonight. Yes. This is the last call. If you're not already in there with us, come join us. It's $397. It's a fantastic program. It really, truly is. And again, if not with us, find somewhere. Find somewhere where you're putting yourself around people that believe in you, people that will help you see the things you're not seeing, people that will, reflect back to you these patterns that need to change. If you're just trying to sit at home and do this all yourself, you're going to make little incremental steps. But when you do it with others, it makes it better. It makes it faster. It makes it easier. When you are doing it on a strategic path that is showing it to you, helping you clean it out, helping you bring in the good, it makes it a whole lot faster. So again, we have our product right now, $397. You can get it. If that's not in your wheelhouse on the thing we sent you, the comeback cash plan, there are a couple other options. Financially free, more money, please, are great options as well. One's $7, one's $47. I know I love our lifers who are in our lifetime membership. Hashtag lifers. We have options available to go deeper with this, to understand it more, but don't give up on yourself. Keep going. And again, get yourself, find a place where you have a community that's going to help you understand this stuff, help you believe in yourself, because it's so important. This world is a lot right now. It is a lot. And coming into a space that reminds you there's different options is so incredibly helpful. All right. If I do a tapping and I just burp and yawn, but no tears, emotions, does that mean I've released all that needs to be released? Sometimes. I'll tell you this. If you are only ever burping and yawning during a tapping, we probably need to figure out why you're not getting deeper to the emotions. If that's just one tapping that you did and that's what happened, then, that could be the removal. Try it again, try it again. I'm going to pay for this membership for life because it's good. It is good. Are you saying the words out loud? Yes. And that's the other thing that's a good one, Melissa, because we've found this with people where they'll say they're not saying the words out loud. They're just like listening and saying them in their head. And going like, say it out loud and say it like you mean it, guys. If you're mad about your money situation, don't look at your bank account and be like, I'm so mad at my money. Why isn't money coming in right now? I just want money to be here. Like, say it like you mean it. Like, what the fuck, money? I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of trying to figure you out. Why aren't you here? Why do you keep leaving me? Right? And then that's often we go a little deeper. Like, then we're like, why did my mom keep leaving me? And all of a sudden it's like, all these other layers that are really at the core of what's going on. And that's really where the true transformation happens. And we start to get out that deeper layer. And then we finally show up as different people. And that's what we really want. We don't want to be in this disciplined fighting sense of self where it's like, and I've been there where it's like, okay, we really want to buy everything, but we like, don't do it. Don't do it. Right. And that's sometimes we got to do that. But a lot of times when you really do this work, you guys, and you get to the deep stuff, all of a sudden you're just like, you're just different. You're like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy that. You just show up different. Melissa said, I used to yawn a lot. It was because there was something I literally could not say, and I had to really work on it. It's funny how sometimes so simple takes a lot of work. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. And this is the journey. This is our life, you guys, of evolution, of growth. Enjoy it. Take a breath and try to enjoy it a little bit more. I always try to change perspective on everything. Like I get to unload the dishwasher. I get to unload the dishwasher. I get to figure out. Like that's how I finally got with my money back when this happened this last time. I was literally like, I get to figure out how to become a millionaire again. And I get to do it faster. Okay. Okay. Like I literally had to change my whole perspective on this. You taught me how to scream in a one-on-one session, and then I was able to keep going. I love it, Mary. Keep going. Keep going, girl. You just need to learn how to rage, but not on other people. Yeah. And there's a lot of rage. You guys, a lot of this, we are going through a big collective reckoning. And a lot of you are here for it. You're here to be the voices, you're here to be the people who are, changing humanity. And that's a gift. It might feel like a curse, but it's a gift. You came here for this and you're ready for it and you get to be paid well for it. Right? I always remind myself that when I'm doing my emotional work, it is fucking work and I get to be paid. I get to be paid. It might not look like the work the other people are doing, but I get to be paid. So figure it out, universe, whether it comes through my company, whether it comes through my investments, whether it comes through my husband. I don't care where it comes through, but you better be paying me and you better be paying me well because this is some of the hardest work we're doing on this planet. And so remind yourself that you're not, you laying in bed crying is not you relaxing and like, no, you are fucking getting your shit out and working and doing the work of your lifetime. Remember that. Remember that. I have to say that the one-on-one call I had really helped me see the core of a lot of the stuff much faster. It was mind-blowing. Yes, yes, yes. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Like, we have a lot of resources for all of you that have been in our world, for all of you that are new here. We have a lot of resources for you. We have the money makeover, which you have like 6 more minutes to get on sale price. We have a lot of these little mini courses that really help. We have practitioner calls that you can get for $30 to get one-on-ones. We have a lot of great resources to help you get started or to help you continue on in your journey. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling this, you don't have to be. Okay? Okay. All right. All right, guys. Sometimes relaxing is working. I agree. I think all of it is all part of it. I think everything we do is all part of all of it. And there isn't a good or bad thing to begin with. I feel like part of our biggest problem, I feel like as humans, you guys, is that the world told us these things are supposed to be fun. These things are supposed to be work. You're not supposed to like the work. You're supposed to like the fun. And I always say, have you ever looked at kids? They think everything's fun. Like I've watched my kids fight over using a mop. It's like they think everything's fun. Everything's fun. And so we need to come back to this as humans and we need to remember that everything's fun. Figuring out how to fill up our bank accounts gets to be fun. Figuring out how to, make dinner and unload the dishwasher gets to be fun. Even boring can be hard work, right? Like all of it gets to be fun, you guys. We just have to look at it. And I know some of you are in situations where you're healing your body, you're taking care of people. And I've been there. How do we make it instead of I have to do this, I get to do this? I get to do this. This gets to be fun. This gets to be special. This gets to be something that, you know, and I get it because I have been a caretaker to somebody who is dying, and there are some moments there, but I literally made it as fun as I could. I laughed through changing diapers, through all of it. Like sometimes you just got to laugh at the irony that is fucking being human. And when we can do that, that's when the magic hits. That's when it gets good. That's when life goes from being black and white to being colorful. And that's also when the money shows up. And yes, dementia. I had a grandma, with that too. It's like It's a lot, and I get it. And sometimes it requires making the money so you can find someone to help you. But the start of this, you guys, is the belief systems. If we believe, if we believe this isn't possible for us, if we're saying things like, of course I have to take care of her for the rest of course, this is my life, of course, then there's no room for the magic. It starts with these beliefs. We got to figure out what we're believing. And we got to know that we're worthy of things shifting for us. So it has to start with there is a way. There is a way for this to work. There is a way for this to be better for me. I know it. Okay. All right, beautiful humans. Melissa, I feel like such a total asshole because I find fun in everything. Yes, I do too. I do too. And sometimes people are like, okay, this is not a fun moment. And I'm like, but why not? Let's make it all fun. Why not? All right, beautiful humans. I love you. You're amazing. I'll see some of you probably soon in our daily dose. Otherwise,